guys, welcome to this shorter flow. We'll be focusing a lot on grounding, making this a grounding practice. So I'd like you to come to standing if you're not already. Feet about hip width apart. Lift the toes up, spread them out wide, plant them down. Shift your weight a little forward and back here, just finding even balance through the feet. Nice, getting a steady stance, feeling that connection of your feet to your mat, to the ground. Legs are strong and engaged here, and your core is activated, so your belly's drawing in towards your spine. You're switched on, shoulders relaxed, arms by your side. And just close down your eyes here. And take 5 deep conscious breaths together. Allowing everything else to melt away, all awareness coming into your inner world. Softly blink open your eyes. So what we're working with is this idea of finding a nice solid foundation, so that from that foundation we're able to rise up and to grow. And that can be physically, that can be mentally as well. So from that steady grounded stance, on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lift up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Take a halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your left leg back. Left knee comes down to the mat. Untuck your toes, rise up into a low lunge, sweep those arms up. Nice. On your next inhale, reach up through the fingertips, lengthening through your whole side body. Exhale into your half split, so you straighten through that front leg, peeling toes back towards you. Fingertips can either touch down to the mat or you can reach them back behind you, whatever feels better here. Little bend in that front knee is okay too. We'll flow through that another 3 times. Inhale, nice and slow with control, sweeping up. And exhale as you pull it all back. Move with your breath 2 more times. Take your full inhale to lift up. And full exhale to draw it back. Okay, on your next inhale, we rise up, lift up. Exhaling, hands come down to frame your front foot, tuck the back toes under, lift up that knee and step back into a high plank pose. Pressing the mat away with the hands, knees can always drop down here. Take a big breath in. Exhale, knees on or off the mat as you lower yourself down. Untucking the toes, inhale into your cobra, lift the chest. Exhale, down, tuck your toes under, lift up into your first downward facing dog. We've got about 5 or 6 breaths here, so you can make a few little movements, pedal into the heels, move the hips a little more up and back, nod, shake out your head. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift the heels up high, come up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and step or walk to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift once you get there. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, ground through your feet as you rise up. Palms connect at the top of your inhale. Exhale, going straight back down, folding forward. Move with your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, right leg steps back this time. Bring the knee down, untuck the toes. Sweep the arms up. Nice big breath in as you lift up. Exhale into your half splits. Again, straightening through that front leg, whether that's fingertips down or reaching back. Flowing through that 3 times with your breath. Nice and slow, mindful movement. You don't have to stay in sync with me. Find your own rhythm. I've got one more. That last inhale, rising up, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Back toes tuck under, lift up the knee, step back into your plank, pressing the mat away, draw the belly in, take a big breath in. Exhale, knees on or off the mat, moving through your flow. So you're coming down, maybe you come all the way down, maybe just halfway, and find your back bend, either cobra or upward facing dog, a little deeper, straightening through your arms, your hips and knees are lifted. Coming back into down dog. Again, about 5 breaths here. Keep drawing the belly in as you lift the hips a little more up and back, creating a little more length in the spine. Might mean you've got a bit of a bend in the knees or the heels up, and that's okay. Okay, on your next inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step, walk, or lightly jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Taking a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Press down through the feet, rise up as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw the hands down through center. Coming back to Tadasana, hands by your side. Again, feet hip width apart. So I want you to really connect down to the mat with your right leg here. So toes are as spread out as they can be. Solid foundation. On your next inhale, reach the arms up and your left knee is going to come up with you just to hip height. If your balance is not so good today, you can have toes on the ground. I want you to find a steady focus out in front of you. Keep your focus there. Keep drawing the belly in so you're strong through your center. Breathe in here. Reach up through your fingertips, and as you do that, you're pressing down through your right foot. Nice. One more breath. Bring the hands together before the heart. We're coming into Warrior 3. Keep that steady gaze out in front as you start to shoot your left leg back behind you. Keep that toe, foot flex back towards you, sorry. It doesn't matter how far off the ground that foot is. Stay strong through your standing leg, through your core, your center. Grounded through that right foot. One more breath. Take a bend into that front knee. You're going to plant that back foot down so your feet are still on 2 separate tracks, so hip width apart. Back heel plants down so your foot's on about a 45-degree angle. Bring your hands to your hips so you're in your Warrior 1. Turn to face you just so you can see the difference here. If your feet are all on one track, then your hips are sort of facing out to the side. It's really hard to bring the hips towards the front. If you have a bit of a wider stance, you can draw that left hip forward and right hip back, and you've got a bit more space here to move with, or to breathe with even. Nice. So reaching the arms up. Keep that steady gaze out in front of you. We always want to have a strong drishti or focus here. Keep reaching up through the fingertips, both feet firmly planted down. You can have a bit of a play around with the angle, what feels better for you on that back foot. And then bring your hands around behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale as you press the hands away, lift through the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale into humble warrior, so you're bowing forward, bringing that right shoulder towards the right knee. For some of you, it might be the inside of the knee. Just watching you're not restricting yourself here. I want you to be able to breathe, so it might mean you don't come quite so far. Let the head be heavy as you reach the arms up behind you. Feeling that probably pretty strong through your right hip. On your next inhale, use your hands to pull you up nice and slow with control. Release the hands, sweep them up overhead. Let's step that back foot in just a little bit closer, so a little bit of a shorter stance. Start to straighten through that front leg. So keep drawing the right hip back and the left hip forward. Hips are in the same position. You can have a little micro bend in the front knee so you're not locked out. Nice big breath in, lift up. As you exhale, arms come alongside the body and you're tipping your torso forward. So I want you to reach back through your fingertips, reach forward through the crown of your head, creating a long line from the base of the spine to the top of your head. Steady gaze out in front with that front foot. Keep breathing here. Okay, slowly take a bend back into your right knee as you sweep the arms up, back up into your lunge, or your warrior, sorry. And then bring your hands down to the mat, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale and rise all the way up to standing, sweeping up. Exhale, hands come down before the heart. Back to Tadasana. Feet hip width apart, we go straight to the other side, so bring your awareness into your left leg, your left foot. Spread the toes out, plant them down. Now on your next inhale, reaching up through the arms, right knee comes up to hip height or maybe toes on the ground. Find your drishti, your focus. You're strong through that standing leg, planting down with the left foot so you reach up through your fingertips. Keep breathing here. Hands come before the heart. Warrior 3, slowly shooting that right leg back behind you, tipping the torso forward, keeping steady gaze, keeping that engagement through your left leg, through your core. Keep flexing right toes back towards you. That's going to make that right leg a little more stable. And then a little bend into your left knee as you touch the back toes down. Plant that back heel down for your warrior 1. Now take a moment here to adjust your feet if you need to. Hands to your hips, drawing left hip back, right hip forward. And then sweeping the arms up for your warrior 1. Reaching up through the fingertips, both feet firmly planted down. You're grounded here, you're stable. Hands come around behind your back, interlace your fingers. Press the hands away as you inhale, lift the chest, the gaze. Exhale and bow forward. Humble warrior. Steady foundation here as you surrender into this folding, bowing. On your next inhale, use your hands to lift you up, reaching up through the fingertips. Step your back foot in just a little bit closer as you straighten through that front leg. Keep drawing left hip back, right hip forward, getting ready for your pyramid pose. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, arms alongside the body, tip the torso forward. Again, that opposing action of reaching fingertips forward and the crown of the head. Reaching fingertips back and crown of the head forward. Finding length. Keep your breath steady, keep your focus, your gaze steady. Take a little bend to your left knee as you inhale, rise back up into your warrior 1. And then hands come down to frame that front foot. Step back into your high plank pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you move through your flow, knees on or off the mat, coming down. Find your back bend, your cobra, your upward facing dog. Moving back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. As you exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, look in between your hands. You're going to step that foot through, whether that's all the way or just halfway, and you help it through. Back heel plants down. Nice, both feet firmly planted down as you windmill the arms open into warrior two. So have a play around with the feet again here if you need. I like to have the back toes angled a little bit towards the front because that helps me to open up that front leg. So often the right knee is going to sort of fall in towards the midline. You want to keep it pointing in the same direction as your toes. So you can see how it feels when you adjust that back foot. Shift your gaze over your right fingertips. So both feet firmly planted down here. Both arms are reaching away from one another. So even though we're looking forward, we're not forgetting about what's going on behind us with that back leg and that back arm. A lot of the time that arm sort of flops down a little, or outer edge of that back foot might roll up. Keep it firmly planted down, keep reaching back. Flip your front palm up, inhale, and then exhale, reverse warrior, left hand to your back leg, right arm sweeps back. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you come back to warrior two. You're going to straighten through that front leg. Inhale as you reach forward. Turn the palms towards the inside of your mat. And as you exhale, right hand comes down to the inside of your leg. Left arm reaches up. Your gaze might be up or down. Same as in your warrior where you're reaching the arms away from one another and both feet are still firmly planted down. One more breath here. Inhale as you rise all the way up. Take a bend back into that right knee. Windmill your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back into your downward facing dog. 3 full breaths here. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, step or help that foot through. Back heel plants down. So first we find the grounding through the feet. We find our foundations. And then we windmill the arms open, we lift up and we rise. Gaze over the left fingertips. Again, we're not forgetting about what's going on here with that back leg, back arm. Flip the front palm up, inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior, sweeping it back. Inhaling back through center, straighten through that front leg, reaching forward as you turn the palms in. Exhale as you bring the left hand down, right arm reaches up for your triangle pose. Grounding through your feet, reaching the arms away from one another, opening through the chest, the heart. Slowly rising all the way up. Bend into that left knee, windmill the hands down to frame your foot as you step back into your downward facing dog. Option to move through a flow here, so you can stay here or you can roll forward into your high plank. Lowering yourself down, again knees on or off, finding your back bend. Coming back to down dog. On your next inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or lightly jump. to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Ground through your feet as you inhale and you rise all the way up. Palms connect. Exhale, draw the hands down through center, back to Tadasana, hands by your side. So coming into a couple of balancing poses here. I want you to shift your awareness into your right leg. So I'm going to mirror you. With the toes, spread them out and plant them down. Coming into our tree pose here. So options are toes on the ground, heel on the inside of the shin, foot on the inside of the shin, or your foot might come to the inside of your thigh. Okay, so we really want to press down through the big toe mound of that right foot. That's what always kind of wants to peel up here, for me anyway, and throw you off. So pressing that down, engaging through your leg, core is switched on, hands before your heart. Again, you've got that steady focus out in front of you. And keep the hands here before the heart for this one. Noticing any sort of rocking, shifting of the weight here. Okay, from here we're going to come into our figure 4 pose. So you can do this, you can help yourself into it with your hand, or you can try and do it without. We're going to take a bit of a bend into your right knee, and then you're crossing that right ankle over the top of the knee. Keep flexing, left toes back towards you. Sorry, that's a bend into your right knee, left ankle. I think that's what I said. Now you can stay up here, or you can start to find your depth. You might sink a little bit deeper in. You're going to feel this probably through your outer left hip. Some of you might stay here, others of you might bring elbows down to your knee and your foot as you bend a little deeper, just finding your depth. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Slowly, with control, we release everything. Give yourself a bit of a shake out. Let's not think about it too much. We'll go straight to the other side. So awareness into your left leg, left foot, spreading the toes out, planting them down, finding your tree pose on this side. Doesn't matter if it's different on this side. Often we've got better balance on one side to the other, so you don't have to mirror exactly what you did on the other side. Steady gaze again out in front of you. You're pressing down through the big toe mound of that left foot this time. Left leg is engaged. It's almost like you're pressing into your foot just as much as the foot is pressing into your thigh. Keep breathing here. It's going to help you stay steady and grounded. And then we shift into our figure 4 pose. So again, you might help yourself there. You might not take a bend into your left knee. Right ankle crosses over the left knee, and then just finding your depth on this side. Don't push it. We don't want any pain. We just want you to feel a bit of opening through the hip. Keep that steady gaze for 2 more breaths. And then slowly releasing it all. Give yourself a nice big shake out. Beautiful. From the top of your mat, inhale, reach your arms up, lift up. Exhale and fold. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you step back into your plank pose. Now options here, you can skip and go straight to your down dog, or you can move through one last flow. We will meet back in downward facing dog. Let's come down into child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, big toes touch, hips back towards the heels, and let the forehead rest down on the mat, or if it doesn't quite rest, you can rest it on your hands or your fists. Just allow everything to begin to soften down here a little more through your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your upper back. 2 more breaths. Slowly start to lift your head up as you walk the hands back towards you, drawing the knees together. And then just shift your weight over to one side, swing the legs around in front of you. Now sitting up nice and tall, flexing feet back towards you. As you inhale, reach your arms up, lift up. And then exhale, fold forward over both legs. Let the hands come down wherever they reach. It might be shins, ankles, or feet. You might even have a bit of a bend through the knees. That's okay here as well. Got 5 full breaths. Leading a little more with your chest towards your thighs rather than the top of your head. You want to keep that nice long spine. One more breath. Slowly rising all the way up. Take a bend into your right knee. Step your right foot over your left leg. So sole of the foot plants down, grounds down. Left toes flex back towards you. And taking a twist. Right hand comes around behind you, so it's supporting you. As you inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhaling, you can either hug that knee in towards you for a gentle twist, turning to the right, or you can hook the elbow and the upper arm past the knee, twisting a little bit deeper. And just finding your gaze, it might be straight ahead or it might be back past that back shoulder. Finding a little more twist from your center, from your core. Okay, slowly releasing. Extending your right leg. We'll take the twist to the other side. Big bend into that left knee. Step the foot over your right leg. Left hand comes around behind you. Inhaling, right arm lifts up. And then exhale as you find your twist on this side. Finding your gaze as well as you keep drawing the belly in, finding that twist from your center. Slowly releasing. Bring that left foot over to the left side. Take a bend into both knees as you lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Draw the feet in a little closer, setting up for your bridge pose. So feet are still hip width apart. Lift the toes and spread them out. Plant them down. Want your feet to be really connected to your mat again here, to the earth. Palms pressing down. As you inhale, start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, finding your bridge pose. Now you can keep hands pressing down, or you can interlace your fingers underneath you as you climb up a little more onto your upper arms and your shoulders. Keep the pinky fingers down here on the mat as you lift the hips up, and keep your feet really connected to the mat here, so we don't want the toes up and feet moving around. Just 3 more breaths as you lift a little more through the hips. And then releasing your hands from underneath you if you've got them, releasing your shoulders, your arms, slowly melting the spine all the way down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, hips come down. Once the hips reach the mat, draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a little rock and roll, side to side. Coming back to center, give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Wrap the arms around the legs, bring the forehead up towards the knees. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, releasing for Shavasana. Allow yourself to spread right out here, arms and the legs, softening every muscle in the body, closing down the eyes. Shoulder blades are nice and flat, hips are heavy. Allowing everything to slow down, to absorb your practice. inviting stillness into your body. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Beginning to deepen your breath. You wriggle into your fingers and toes, taking a bend into your knees and gently rolling onto one side and making your way back up into a comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed or close them down again. We'll just bring the hands together before the heart. Pressing the thumbs in towards your heart space, your sternum. We'll take 5 conscious breaths here. Remembering your breath is the greatest tool to always bring you back to your center and to ground you. And I hope you enjoyed the practice. Thank you for sharing with me. Namaste.